starting point is 360 degrees. Alright, now they already gave us two angles. They told us 133 and 147. So I'm going to add those two up. I get 280 degrees. And I'm going to subtract from 360. And I get 80 degrees. So the measure of HKI is 80 degrees. Alright, next one. Vertical angles have equal measures. So if they are opposite from each other and they share a common vertex, then they have an equal measure. So since SRU is opposite from TRV, that must mean that this is 52 degrees. So the measure of TRV is 52 degrees. Okay? Alright, last but not least, the guided practice, right? Now for the guided practice, there's two things you're going to have to do. The first thing is to find the measure of each labeled angle. Then after you do that, you're going to give a reason for your solution. Now what this is setting you up for, having to give the reasons, is setting you up for having to write proofs, which we are going to write proofs later on. Now remember, when we write proofs, we have to use basic definitions and known facts to prove something is true. And in this case, we're going to use, as our reasons, we're going to be using the definition of supplementary angles, vertical angles, adjacent angles, and everything else that we've covered, right? So let's go ahead and complete this chart. Now the measure of angle A is right here. This picture looks very familiar to me because it's both of these angles are on a line. So that means that this one plus this one must equal 180 degrees. So to find the measure of angle A, I'm going to subtract 145 from 180, and I get 35 degrees. So the measure of angle A is 35 degrees. Now again, how did I know that? Well, since they're both on a line, that must mean that they are a linear pair. Okay, and again, remember, in order for them to be a linear pair, they must also be adjacent. And they are adjacent because they share this common wall. Alright, so a linear pair form supplementary angles, which we know is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, that is my reason. Alright, next one, angle B. Now, angle B is on this line with this angle right here. So, this one plus this one is equal to 180 degrees. Since this is 40, B must be 140. Okay, so again, they were on a line, which makes them a linear pair, and as well as adjacent. And a linear pair form supplementary angles. Alright, next one, angle C is going to be pretty easy, and the reason it's going to be easy is because I noticed that angle C shares a common vertex with this angle, and they're opposite from one another. So since they're opposite from one another, and I know that vertical angles are equal in measure, if this is 40, then this also must be 40. So I'm going to go ahead and put that it's 40, and the reason I know it, again, is because vertical angles are equal in measure. Alright, next one, angle D. Now, we found angle B right here, and angle B is 140 degrees. They share a common vertex, and they are opposite from one another, so they are equal in measure. So angle D is also 140 degrees. And again, we're going to say that because they are vertical angles. And we're going to go ahead and say vertical angles are equal. Okay, last one, angle E is over here. Now, make sure that you understand angle E. When they're talking about angle E, they're referring from here all the way to here. Now, this is going to be a very obtuse angle. Now, notice this angle is adjacent to this one, and this angle is adjacent to that one, and they're going around this fixed point right there. So that means from here to here is 360 degrees. So I'm just going to take 122 and subtract it from 360 degrees, and I get 238. Okay? And again, the reason I know this is because angles at a point equal 360 degrees. Now, like I said, this is the beginning. This is the foundation of everything we're going to be doing in this big idea. So it's very important that you understand this basic foundation of information before we can build our house of unknown angles on top of it. All right? So again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Please text, email, or call me. Until then, I will see you in class.